Well, we've been waiting for like a year for this. Really?
2 years.
2 years, because actually we've known we were going to be coming back every November for like 2 years, but we're heading to Indiana. Jamo's here to film Dad, and Kyle is behind the camera, and he's going to be filming me.
When he gets done with his wings.
Yeah, he just got wings on a road trip, so we had to wait for him. After he was 40 minutes late to get here.
20, come on now.
He was going to drive from Indianapolis to here, but you know how it works.
Yeah, you know. You'll have that.
That's all right. We're here. I don't care.
Oh boy, it's a little chilly to be changing your doors out here. But, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Cute crop top, Dad. I don't know if I got any footage of that, but we just had a young 8.2.5-year-old run a doe 15 yards behind us. We heard him coming across the draw up to our right. And they just came all the way down through the gully and up across, and literally chased her 15 yards from us. Bro, that was stupid. I heard that doe coming down the ridge, and I was like, holy crap. And I heard him grunt, and I was like, oh baby, we're on. I popped an arrow out of my quiver, but then I saw it was just that little buck, and I was like, frick. But dude, he stood right there. Like, he walked behind that little clump of green stuff. She was looking that way, dude. I could have just been 23 yards. He wasn't, dude, he wasn't even that. He was 16 yards. Let's for real be super still, super quiet, and we're just gonna keep popping along, because a freaking Magnum could bump a doe out of that cornfield and be on us in 30 seconds. .445 and we're ready to rip.
That's a favorite American patriot once said, "Don't shoot till you see the whites of their eyes."
Oh, I think I should quit playing games and start hunting deer. I almost had him now. It's been a pretty slow morning. 12:22. So we've been in this bottom for about 6 hours, and all we've seen is that spike that came through and a couple does. There's just not much rut activity going on right now, so we're kind of going, instead of being in a rut hunting mindset down in these bottoms, we're kind of going to switch over and hunt like we would hunt earlier in the season, and just hope we catch a buck coming out of his bed, heading to the food, and then while he's out in the food, gonna check those does. just looked up, and just as I looked up, this buck crested the hill right above us. He never blew or never like spooked. He just turned and walked away. He knew something wasn't right, but he definitely came to investigate what our sound was, working our way down through here.
Alrighty, boys and squirrels. We are back in black. Actually, we're not. Have become very indecisive. And we're playing with sticks on a side hill. What do you think? Yeah. Now we're just farting around.
The wind is wrong everywhere we want to go. Great service.
Let's go. Where are we going?
We're gonna go sit in the backyard. Because it's the only place that the wind ain't bad.
That was really, really a neat encounter. It's been a slow afternoon for us. We had just one doe, but all of a sudden I looked up and there stood that beautiful buck, probably a 2.5-year-old 9-point, and he was over there working a scrape, and I just gave him a light grunt, and he kind of looked and hesitated, and then he came right through the ravine, popped up right here in front of us, and just worked all around us. We weren't trying to kill him today, but that was a great encounter. Now what we're hoping is that his granddaddy shows up.
Okay, he's not a shooter. He's not a shooter. You getting him? We didn't have nowhere else to go because the wind's been bad for everywhere. And we've now had, what, 6?
7, because the other
7? 7 bucks.
8. Because you saw that one up there that didn't come down.
Oh yeah, 8 bucks that have now cruised through here. At least 3 of them would be like 1 year away from getting shot. Some good deer. It's crazy. That brings the end to a pretty epic day. We started off slow, but by gosh, it sure gained speed. We were pretty discouraged this afternoon, guys. It just, perseverance pays off, guys, and that's literally the truth of it. Like, because we're here and they were there and we saw them. So that's all for day 2, boys and squirrels. Pro tip: always do your yogurt in the morning.
I'm not a very smart man, but I love to kill big deer. And that's all I got to say about that. We better go get after that, huh?
The sun's coming up.
All right, Ken. Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty dog. It's a pretty coyote.
Why am I shaking so bad? I just missed a beautiful coyote. He was down in the bottom, and I squeaked at him a couple times, and he circled up around us, and then came right up here, right here at 10 yards. And I was at full draw, but I couldn't shoot because Kyle was right in the way trying to film him. And I don't know if he winded us or what, but he darted back across the gully, and I squeaked at him and stopped him. And so I held my 40 at the top of his back and sent it, and I shot right over his back. He was exactly at 40. He's snorting at that other buck, that big buck.
There's a buck that's like sniffing.
Yeah. Yeah, real dark horns. There, he's going up after that bigger buck, or that little buck.
Don't move, he's looking at us.
What?
Don't move.
Chasing that other buck off. There's another buck. There's 3 of them. Guys, it's day 5. It's Monday morning. We did not hunt yesterday. We just kind of took a day of rest. Dad went to church and shot our bows a bunch. At 60 yards, standing in a tree in the parking lot. Swap. Tell me when you're on him.
Go for it.
Oh! Practice, get some good shots in. Because we haven't been able to shoot all week, so we're back up here on this bench, tucked in a little deadfall on the edge of a bedding area. So it's the perfect day, perfect conditions, perfect wind. So let's hope it pays off, guys. We literally just had 5 does. One big mature doe at like 12 yards come right to us. Never busted, as you saw. They just turned and worked out through across the top like we thought they would. But that was probably one of the closest encounters I've ever had with a mature doe on the ground. spotted a real nice 10-pointer, real wide buck. And we were glassing him, but he was just standing there looking stupid. And I told Kyle, I'm like, dude, this guy, there's got to be a bigger buck over there with a doe. And sure enough, I mean, not 5 seconds later, all of a sudden we looked and here came the doe right to us. That buck was trying to get that doe up onto this flat. And he cut her off and bedded down and then cut her off again. But she wanted to be in that bottom, and so she took off down into there. Like, she stood right here, had no clue we were here. Just stood there 8 yards, and we just didn't move. But then she worked down into the bottom, and he swung around and cut her off. We're keeping our eyes peeled, because there could be other bucks cruising looking for her. So. He's a nice deer, really nice deer. We're gonna go get up on that bench this morning, guys, where we've been seeing all those bucks chasing, so we don't know really what we're going to get into up there. We've never been up there, but we know there's been a pile of deer up there, so that's the plan. We're going to get out there, get up on that bench, whack a magnum. Cheers. Crazy morning. We haven't even gotten to do an opening interview and it's like 12:30 now. But we've literally had deer from daylight before shooting light until 10 minutes ago. We've had everything from does bedded at 20 yards to 3 and 4 bucks at a time chasing does up here on this flat all around us. About 11. Most of the does that were bedded here got bumped off by a little 4-point. And then we just had another doe come by our setup at like 5 yards. Just worked down through in the bottom. And then we just had another 8-point, not a shooter, but nice little 2-year-old 8, come down the road behind us and then cut in and come right up in here behind me to like 18 yards. I wish like crazy we could have filmed everything that happened today because it was just so wild. We couldn't get the camera up sometimes because we have bucks chasing over here, but we have does standing right here at 15 yards. So it's been up close and personal. We've cramped up. We're been sitting in one spot, couldn't move. It's a perfect storm, and we're right in the middle of it. We're just hoping the right deer comes through and we're able to kill him. We out.
130 big wide 9.
Yes, baby.
I don't even know how close he was. Hang on. That wasn't as big of a buck as I thought he was. Guys, that was stupid. We've been sitting here watching the big 9 and an 8-point up here running does about 100 yards from us. We've been sitting here since freaking, 6 o'clock this morning? And it is now 3:40. And dude, I'm telling you, that joker, truth be told, guys, I did shoot the wrong buck. But it's perfectly okay. Because I'm telling you what, on the ground with a bow, it's still like nothing you've ever experienced. Holy cow. But I saw that joker coming and I thought it was the bigger buck. And I did not see, I drew while he was still in the brush. And he ran in there and stopped and I just let him have it. And I did hit him in the spine somehow. I hit that shoulder and it must have ricocheted up. But it blew right through the shoulder. So I did just put another arrow in him. But he's dead laying there at 35 yards. I didn't have time to range him. I shot him for 40. That's how I hit him high. Let's go find this sucker. Or let's go see this sucker. Ain't no track job on this one, boys. Well, there he is. And guys, I'll be straight honest with you guys. I'm not even gonna say I meant to shoot this deer. But there definitely was a bigger buck behind him, or somewhere up there, that I thought he was. And it is what it is, guys. Any deer with a bow is a trophy. And by far not my biggest buck ever. But at the end of the day, we just smoked a 9-pointer on the ground with a bow, and we have hunted our butts off the last few days. And so what this means is I get to go to Kentucky because I'm getting married in like 10 days, but I promised her I'd be back by Sunday, and it is Tuesday, so that means I get to go to Kentucky and try to fill that tag. What an awesome experience, guys. I don't care who you are, I don't care how big the buck is, but when you're on the ground on their level and those jokers come running in, grunting at us, I mean, he was behind the trees. I just caught a glimpse of him at the top of the hill. Him up here, I thought he was at 40. So I was holding down in here and he was quartering to me just a touch. So I was trying to hit him right here and just hit just a touch high. It was an awesome experience. Kyle, thanks for the awesome camera work. Dude, we have hunted our butts off this week. And I've hunted my butt off this season. Pennsylvania, Kentucky, now Indiana. And this is my first buck tag of the year. And I'm sure there's some guys that are gonna give me crap about shooting this buck. There's a million times I've had opportunities that I didn't take and I wished I would have taken it. So with this one, I took the opportunity and we freaking did her. I'm freaking pumped. Good job, dude. I want to show you guys our setup real quick and how we made this come together. Ground hunting with a bow is one of the hardest things you can do. It is beyond difficult. Today we've had so many deer up close. Didn't have anything really bust us, but it's because of the way we were set up. So our wind was coming this way today, and this little area right here is a peninsula. It's literally just a little finger of ground that comes up. There's a big ravine there, big ravine there. It's literally only maybe 70 yards wide at the widest. And the last couple of days we've been set up over there in the evenings, glassing this up here, watching bucks chasing. Ton of does bed up on this little peninsula because they can wind everything coming from the fields to here, and they can then see and hear anything coming up the draw. So what we did this morning was before light, early this morning, we were up at 3:30 this morning. We crept up the creek real quiet, and we crawled up this backside and got on this little finger out here where we could shoot this flat. And then we ended up tucking in. There was a log, a tree, and a big branch that was laying down, as you can see. And we were able to tuck down in there, guys, just enough cover to break up our outline so that any deer up here couldn't see us, guys. As you guys saw, there was literally deer at 5 yards today, and we were just tucked in perfect. Obviously, I'm wearing the leafy suit, and that was the key to success today, guys. Like, a lot of people are trying to do this, spotting and stalking or hunting off the ground, and we didn't specifically spot and stalk this deer, but we definitely spot and stalked this area over the last 3 days. We noticed where they were. We got set up in an area where we knew they were going to be chasing, and it paid off, guys. Beautiful deer, absolutely beautiful deer, and I couldn't be happier with him.